The movie opens in an old house where a little girl hears a strange noise. She writes that she's not alone and that she has no one to rely on. It feels like someone is breaking into the house, but this isn't a normal break-in. Whatever's inside isn't human at all. The scene then shifts to a house by the lake, where a young woman named Brin lives. She starts her day feeling anxious and spends time working on a miniature model city she keeps in her living room. She irons a dress for a client, wraps it up, then goes outside and tries to water a patch of dead grass in her yard, but it doesn't help. She heads into town and passes by the house of a guy she has a crush on, but he completely ignores her. She drops off her package in a mailbox, then visits her mother's grave. She clearly struggles with social anxiety and walks away quickly when she hears people nearby. She avoids an elderly couple on the street by circling around her car. Back home, she writes a letter to her mom, saying she saw her parents and expressing regret over something that happened in the past. While she's writing, a package arrives with a new piece for her miniature city, which makes her happy. She continues her daily routine, dancing, cooking, ignoring phone calls and eating out on her balcony. While she's asleep, all the lights in the house start turning on and off by themselves. She wakes up to a noise outside that sounds like some strange animal digging through her trash. She brushes it off and leaves her room, but notices the lights won't turn on and the front door is open. She sees a shadow moving around the living room, making weird noises. Suddenly it runs. Brin carefully walks down the stairs, terrified. The creature senses her, so she runs back to her room and hides behind her bed. The strange being enters her room and starts searching. It jumps on the bed while she watches from underneath, staring at its odd fingers and listening to the clicking sounds it makes as it walks on its toes. Suddenly it tries to fly out the window. She quickly slams it shut but hears another noise downstairs. She runs to the kitchen, grabs a knife, and heads down carefully. She hears footsteps on the ceiling and rushes to lock the front door. Then the electronics in the house turn on by themselves, scaring her. After shutting everything off, she moves toward the phone, but furniture starts sliding around like it's possessed. When things calm down, she looks at the phone on the wall, only to see the creature's fingers grab it and put it back. The creature senses her breathing as it opens the fridge right in front of her face. Before it slowly looks up, she tries to escape by pushing the fridge door, but it uses a door to slam into her. She crawls toward her miniature city, but the creature destroys it. She's dragged toward it against her will and hits it in the head with a piece of one of the buildings. The creature dies right in front of her. She's horrified. It falls on top of her, and she runs away, standing frozen until morning. Once she gathers herself, she slowly approaches the body to make sure it's dead. She covers it with a blanket and tries calling 911, but her phone and all the electronics are dead, even after she tries fixing them. She decides to take a shower to clean her wounds, then gets dressed, secures her damaged door, and rides her bike into town. On the way, she passes the mail truck crashed into the house of the guy she likes. She also notices circular patches of dead grass just like the one in her yard. As soon as she reaches town, she goes to the police station and runs into the guy's parents. His mom spits in her face and storms off. His dad looks at her with pure contempt, and the officers refuse to help her. She leaves without reporting what happened. While trying to unlock her bike, she has a panic attack that keeps getting worse until she stops to calm herself down. She sees a bus and decides to leave town. On the bus, she notices those same circular marks in the yards of every house. A man suddenly sits behind her. She tries to move seats, but he grabs her. She realizes there's something inside his neck. She runs, but the man and another woman chase her. The driver stops the bus, and she jumps off, but they keep coming after her. She finally reaches an apartment building but freezes when she hears screaming. She runs toward the sound and finds a church with the doors locked. She moves toward the cemetery and stands in front of her mother's grave, who died 10 years ago when Brin was 12 years old. Suddenly, a massive cloud appears and starts growing bigger. Brin feels like something bad is coming, so she takes off running. She finds herself back near her neighbor's house and sees a lot of people infected by the strange creatures, including the guy she likes. He looks up and reaches his hand toward the cloud. They all look at her, but they don't chase her, so she runs back home. She notices the strange creature releasing some kind of liquid from its mouth, and it flows toward the flower bed in her yard. As she looks around, she sees clouds gathering above her house, which means more creatures are on the way. She lights candles and lanterns so she can see, turns on the stove, boils a pot of water, and pins up a blanket to cover the damaged front door. The lights from a spaceship move around her house, and she notices the nails holding the blanket in place pulling out on their own. A white beam of light shoots through the entrance and lifts the dead creature's body out of the house. More lights hover above the roof. Brin runs down to the basement, while another creature searches for her. She grabs a pair of scissors and hides under a table, but it senses her, takes the scissors away, and even picks up a photo of her mom, trying to communicate with her. That catches her attention. She manages to run toward the stairs, but the smaller creature finds her and attacks. She bites it to break free and throws boiling water on it while running. A bright white light fills the house, making the pot stick to the wall. The creature passes through the light and suddenly becomes completely calm after being aggressive. It makes a strange movement and freezes in place. Brin takes the chance to run into a room and lock the door, but it comes back and starts slamming into it. She tries escaping through the window, but it grabs her ankle and pulls her back inside. She uses a broom to fight it off, and it splits into two halves, giving her the chance to stab it in the shoulder. As she tries to leave the house, she sees a tall creature with long legs and arms staring at her. The man she saw earlier, who seemed possessed, gets pulled toward a spaceship that appears in the sky. The tall creature moves its arm in a strange way, like it's communicating with the ship. The man looks up, but Brin runs away. A bright beam comes down from the ship, lifts him into the sky, then brings him back. The ship flies off, and the tall creature looks confused. Brin runs, and the tall creature chases her, climbing over her house and screaming from the rooftop. It slips while running across the roof but gets back up to continue chasing her. It crashes onto her car, and she uses the opportunity to ignite the gasoline leaking from it, causing a huge explosion. She laughs at the destruction, but her relief doesn't last when a bright light appears behind her inside the house. She hides in her room while the creature slowly tries to open the door, flipping through her memories with her mom. She tries to sneak up behind it, but it slams her into the wall. A red light shines through the window and forces her to stand still. The light lifts her to the ceiling, then drops her back down. An alien approaches, paralyzes her, and releases a small organism from its mouth that moves toward her and enters her mouth. Suddenly, she wakes up in her house, confused and unsure what happened. She feels something touching her and writes that it's her mother. She asks for forgiveness, then sticks her fingers into her mouth and pulls out the creature controlling her body. She stands outside holding the small creature in her hand. It tries to escape, and she looks for it. A spaceship appears above her and shines a yellow beam toward it. She sees the shape of a human forming inside the light, and the small creature enters the body of that new human. Brin runs into the nearby woods while the spaceship rises into the sky along with many others. In the forest, she comes face to face with an exact copy of herself and freezes in shock. She realizes the copy is evil and stabs it with a knife. The copy hugs her while stabbing her back. Brin keeps stabbing the evil version until it dies in her arms. She encounters another tall creature, but before she can react, a beam pulls her up into the spaceship. She wakes up inside, surrounded by aliens placing their fingers on her head. She sees memories of herself as a child with her mom. Then she finds herself outside the ship, watching frozen memories suspended in time. She sees police officers standing in front of her house, then falls to the ground as she watches her younger self push her mother down. She tries to stop herself from picking up a large rock, but it's too late. Her younger self hits her mother in the head with the rock, killing her. Brin realizes she was the one who caused her mother's death. Suddenly, she's sitting face to face with her younger self, who's writing a letter to their mom but can't finish because of tears. The older Brin places her hand over her younger hand. Light surrounds them while the aliens watch from a distance, deciding her fate. The ship lights up, and Brin returns to the ground, falling as she watches the spaceships painting the sky with different colors. She starts laughing, showing she's finally found peace in the middle of all the madness. She gets ready, hops on her bike, and heads toward her neighbor's house. She waves to the guy she likes, while the rest of the townspeople still seem affected by the creatures. She spends time with them, dancing with him in the middle of town along with the others. The movie ends with a shot of the spaceships flying over the city, even though the strange creatures have taken control of the entire area. And that's how it all wraps up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel.